What's up, fam, and welcome to this episode of Rex's Photo Booth Reviews and Tutorials. Today, we're going to be talking about what is the best photo booth printer on the market. But before we get into today's episode, we're going to need to handle some business. I need some help with my YouTube algorithm as they're not picking me up. I see videos with up to 30,000 views, but I have less than 2,000 subscribers. So if I ever gave you any tips to help you with your business, please help me with mine. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. In order to come up with what is the best photo booth printer, we need to first define best. And best is different for everybody. I hear people asking all the time, hey, what is the best photo booth printer to get? And I hear different answers all the time. And you know what the truth is? I think they're all right. I hear people say Fuji or DMP or Hi-T, Symphonia, you name it. All the printers work, but they never tell you why. They are saying it works great or it's the best printer to buy because it works great for them. But best is defined as what works best for you. Today, I'm going to tell you what is the best printer and why. We're going to start with printer brands. So printers are a little bit like cars. You'll see that a lot of them are made overseas because they were very economical and they ran, they were very great on gas mileage. They pretty much just last forever. They were well made and they last forever. So you have companies like Mitsubishi, Hi-T, DMP, Symphonia. Those are some of the most major name brands. And today we're just going to focus on DMP. And the significance of that is if you go to any major trade show, whether it's Wedding MBA or WPPI or PPA or Photo Booth Expo, one of the companies you'll see the most is DMP. And they support the photography industry, they support photographers, and they also support photo boothers. So it only makes sense that we support them. Mitsubishi is also an international brand, but they have since exited the photo booth or the photography market and they no longer manufacture printers. Now, if you see a used one, it's still okay to buy it because they still make the media meaning paper and the ribbon, and you can get a great deal on it. So if you're looking for a great deal on a printer, Mitsubishi is a great printer and they're still going to make it for the next 10 years. And if your die-sub printer makes it for the next 10 years, you definitely got your money out of it. Now, the printer brand that I'm going to focus on most today is DMP. And they're going to be like the Toyota of cars. Okay? So we basically have 3 different printers here, and they're broken up into like 3 different categories. So the first one is the Cube. The model number is QW410. This would be like the Scion, right? This is like an entry-level printer. It's very lightweight, and it has a smaller capacity, but it's still a great printer. Then you have the RX1, or the updated version, revised version, RX1 HS, and this would be like a Toyota Camry. This unit here pretty much just runs forever and ever. It's has high capacity. So if you do large events, you want to be looking at this Toyota right here, this DMP RX1. And then in the same thing in the Toyota line, you have the Lexus, right? And that would be your DMP 620A. And this has speed, it's sleek, it's lightweight, it's just like a Lexus. So you have Scion, you have your Toyota Camry right here, and then you have your DMP 620A. This is going to be the flagship of the entire line. Now I'm going to go into details, right? Let's go and talk about 4 different categories. We're going to be talking about price, we're going to be talking about capacity, and then we're going to talk about speed, and then we're going to talk about weight. So speaking of weight, the QW410 only weighs 13 pounds. It is super lightweight. I can even hold it with one hand. So a lot of attendants and assistants, they like this primarily for the weight. You would want to get a QW410 because of the price. So these are market prices as of today, and they're going to have the same gap. So this would be $499, and the so first of all, let's go over the weight. The weight is 13 pounds, light, and it's very unique for this printer. Okay, second of all is capacity. It holds 150 4x6 prints. So you have to change it a little bit more often unless you're doing smaller events. The speed is right around 19 seconds for a standard 4x6, and that's what we're going to use for a comparison. And then the price is going to be $499. Overall, this is a fantastic printer. It has a lot of cool features, and it has a lot of sizes that the other two cannot do. So definitely don't overlook it just because of the size or the price. QW410. The next printer in the line, or the next printer in the lineup, is going to be the DMP RX1, and you guys can already see it's substantially much larger, but there's a reason for that. There are in the printer roll, there are 700 prints. 700, right? Here we have 150. Here we have 700. So this would be an amazing printer to use for a festival, or like a Coachella, or a concert, or a long-term activation at a restaurant or a bar. Or this is probably what they would use in an arcade machine, because you want to be able to make the most amount of prints without having to do refills. So, but this printer is going to be a little bit heavier. This printer is twice the weight of this printer. And the weights I'm giving you are just the printer alone. That's not including the media. It's not including the ribbon, which doesn't weigh too much. But the paper rolls are physically different. They're much larger, and it's going to add additional weight. But the RX1 is going to hold 700 prints, is going to weigh right around 30 pounds. The speed to print a 4x6, much faster than the Cube. It's going to be right around 12 seconds. And the price right now is going to be in that $799 range. So when people ask you, hey, what is the best printer out there? You should be able to define best. Hey, I'm going to be doing a lot of schools. I'm going to be doing a lot of festivals. I'm going to be doing a lot of fundraisers. I want to do as many prints as I can before having to replace the paper and the media. Then, hey, the RX1 is the best printer for you. So let's go on to the next printer. The next printer here We call this the Lexus of the entire line. This is the 620A, and the capacity here is 400, so more than double the Cube, but exactly just half, almost close to half of the RX-1. This is going to be the fastest printer in the lineup, right around 8 seconds to print a 4x6. It is also going to be lighter than the RX-1. I believe it's right around 26 pounds. And it's probably going to be the most expensive of the three, coming in at $999. So if you want the combination of lightest and fastest with the most amount of prints, then it's going to be your DMP 620A. And that is how you define what is the best. As you guys know, I'm the buy and try guy, so you don't have to. And a Rex's photo booth reviews and tutorials is not a tutorial without a bonus hack. And I have a great one for you today. So we talked about printers and what is the best. And so you see, we talked about the 620, we talked about the RX-1, we talked about the QW410, but I have here a unicorn. It is a DS40, DMP DS40. And you're probably wondering why. Well, how come you didn't mention it before? And the reason I didn't mention the DS40 before is, like I said, it's a unicorn. It's because it has been discontinued and no longer manufactured. But this unit, the DMP DS40, made in Japan, made so well, sold so many of them that you can still find these. They still run. They've been known to make over 200,000 prints. This is, as we went into the digital revolution with the digital cameras, this was what was pumping out the prints at your Walmart or your Walgreens or your Costco. And these have so much mileage on them, but they were so well made. And the reason that I'm bringing it up is my bonus hack. If you can find a DS40, and there are thousands of them still out there with low print counts that have been checked by a certified technician, you can buy these refurbished for right around $499, and the specs on this printer is phenomenal. So the first thing is they don't make them like they used to. The weight is 33 pounds. It feels like a tank. It works like a tank. So number one, if you're not ready for a heavy printer, you might want to avoid it. Okay, but 33 pounds, holds 400 prints, just like the flagship 620. It prints a 4x6 in 9 seconds. But the best part, the price. You can find these anywhere from $250 to $499 with low print counts. And they are great printers. They will last you a long time. And the most pressing reason you would want to buy this printer is that they make the media here in the United States, so they don't need to import the media. They always have access to the media, and even if there's a shortage or they can't get ships in or containers or shipments, you're always going to be able to buy the paper and the ribbon for the DS40. That's what makes this the unicorn and a favorite among photo boothers. They just last forever, and you can always count on it. It's the old faithful right here. This is like the FJ of Toyotas. It just keeps on ticking and so if you're interested in getting a printer, I'm going to leave links and information in the description below for you. Mention PBX Rex and that you saw this video. Happy boothing, everybody, and until next time.